What's up, everybody? It's your girl Chinchilla here for another live Cooking with Chinchilla. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. I know I've been doing a lot of Tex Mex, which is kind of the food I grew up with. So I've got the ingredients here, and I wanted to start off by saying hi to my dad and also saying goodbye to this board here that I've been using for about 3 months. One of my roommates, Jill, who I love dearly, is actually the owner of this cutting board that I've been using for every live for 3 months. But he is moving out. He's moving on to bigger and better things. I'm very proud of him. I'm very happy for him. But today, let's start with the ingredients on what I'm going to be making tonight. It's going to be a little bit different. Something that I grew up having in Texas is something called a Tex Mex style egg roll. All the ingredients that I use are pretty similar on all my dishes that I cook. And what is Tex Mex? It's a question I actually encountered a lot this week. Tex Mex is actually more of an Americanized Chicano style of cooking. We have the same ingredients that we use. The only ingredient that I'm missing today is actually cilantro. The grocery store that I went to was actually out. I didn't have time to go to a different grocery store, but we're gonna work with it and we're gonna work around it. And what we're gonna be making today are Tex-Mex style egg rolls and also a really fresh salad. I have the beans already almost cooked, which if you guys don't know, I'm half Guatemalan, so black beans is very, very common in our cooking. I also have corn and also a colorful corn that you can find here in California. I'm pretty sure you can find it around anywhere you guys are watching. I know a lot of people are watching around the country and now Europe, South America, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We have kind of a purple and yellow corn here, which is gonna give the dish some color. We have some queso fresco, some chickpeas, some fresh grape tomatoes, which is gonna be great for the salad. We have boiled chicken, which I already pre-made, some egg roll wraps, jalapeno, lime, yellow onion, and avocado. We have Monterey Jack cheese, which is gonna really bind the ingredients together for the egg rolls. And then ranch. Why ranch? Well, we do need a dipping sauce for the egg rolls. So I got some avocado ranch that we're gonna be making. Super, super simple. Avocado and ranch. Avocado ranch, guys. All right. And the egg is actually going to bind the egg rolls together before we fry them. So let's get started. I'm actually finally a little excited because I went to the grocery store and finally found my sunflower oil that I've been wanting to use for so long, but I haven't been able to find it until now. So this is what we're gonna fry the egg rolls in. Let's put the ingredients over here so I have kind of space to work, guys. All right. So guys, I want you guys to tell me where y'all are watching from, and let me know, talk to me. I don't know. I like to have conversations while we're kind of cooking here with Chinchilla. All right. So first, I'm gonna open up the corn and we're gonna roast the corns. The reason why I wanna do this first is because I already have the chicken boiled and cooked. So we're gonna fire roast these since I do have a gas stove, thankfully, here at the apartment. I'm gonna fire roast them over the stove and then put them in a plastic bag so they kind of sweat, and it's gonna be easier for me to cut and chop up for our salad and our egg rolls. So we're gonna use, I wanna say about 3 of these, kind of corn on the cobs, which are a little different, as you can see. All right, so let's get, I don't know if you guys remember one of my lives where we fire roasted some corn and we melted a little bit. Let me show you actually. Right here. You don't want to fire roast with plastic tongs. Metal. What's wrong? No live video. Are we live? Vero, hello, bring them on camera. Are you guys, can you guys see me or not? All right, so we're gonna turn this on and start roasting the corns. It's pretty much like you would do this over a barbecue grill. Yeah, okay, cool. Y'all can see me. So we have Perla, hello, Paula Ann, Luis. Okay, thank you, Vero. Thank you guys, Mom. Thank you, Rosalinda. Which is kind of where I learned a lot of my cooking from my mom, Rosalinda. And if you haven't joined her cooking page, you can go to Home Cooking Recipes or personally DM me, and I will send you the link to her page, which is where a lot of people post their homemade recipes, home cooking, very simple things. Also, I want to give a shout out to one of my chefs that I managed at the Windstar Casino. He actually got to cook personally and was flown out to Las Vegas here in North America and got to cook for Joe Coy. Is that his name? Joy Coy or Joe Coy? So I'm very proud of you, sir. Keep up the good work. And guys, don't forget that during this time of a pandemic, it's really time for us to really slow down and kind of focus on our dreams and kind of, give it our all. You know, we go through tough times and it can be really depressing or really tough, but we can get through some things, right? All right, so I'm roasting this corn, which we're gonna be using for our salad and our Southwest style egg rolls that I'm cooking tonight. And if you hear the popping, it's only because it's kind of roasting, if you can see there. And so I have my bowl. I'm gonna put this over here, which is where we're gonna put our salad. We're doing a fresh Southwest Tex Mex style salad, which we're gonna be putting garbanzo beans, lime, queso fresco, and tomato in to go along with our Tex Mex style egg rolls. All right, so that's roasting pretty good. It doesn't really matter if it's charred on the outside, because you're gonna get the, I guess, like the juice and everything else once you bite into the corn. There we go, that's going nice. I also have just some canned corn, which is some golden sweet corn that I kind of boiled earlier. I boiled it in its juice and I added maybe a tablespoon of butter. It was only 2 cans. I want to say about 30 ounces of sweet corn. There we go, that's roasting good. All right, I got one down, but I'm gonna start adding the ingredients for the salad. So we're gonna start with the chickpeas. They're pretty much chickpeas or garbanzo beans. They're kind of same thing, right? If that's what it says on the can. So we're gonna open this up. What you wanna do with the garbanzo beans, and a lot of ingredients that are, I guess, pasteurized, is that how you say it? You wanna drain the juice. So with this one, I'm gonna drain the juice. When I started boiling the corn, I didn't drain the juice because I wanted it to boil and didn't want to add water. Only reason why, it's going to keep the flavor. But with this, I'm going to drain it because it's going to be cold and fresh. So we're going to add this in here. We're going to add another can of 15 ounces garbanzo. Open this up. Drain the juice again. And again, guys, it's summertime, so this is a really good, fresh Tex-Mex style salad that you can bring to a cookout, or if you have people over. I know right now during the pandemic, we can't really have a lot of people over or big gatherings, which is safe for everyone, guys. And during this, you know, it's a really strange time, but we just kind of got to go with life, you know, that's life, you know, we just got to go with it and, you know, be respectful to others. But this is really a good thing to entertain with. So my black beans should be ready, which I've been I boiled the black beans. I did a whole bag of black beans about this big. I should probably know the ounces, but I don't right now. But you guys know, right? Kind of that big. Boil them, and now I'm gonna be adding some to the salad that we're making. All right, so far we have garbanzo beans, aka chickpeas, and black beans. And we're gonna put this aside. We're gonna cut off the corn that I just roasted. Pretty much just hold it up here. I let it cool down so I'm not burning myself. And I'm gonna cut it off the cob. I'm gonna try. Hold on, I got this. There we go. I need a sharper knife, but here we go. There we go. I swear I know what I'm doing, guys. All right. There we go. And the reason why I'm adding the fire roasted corn on the cob is because it's gonna give it a better flavor, and it's gonna give it more of a Tex Mex flavor. So if you guys don't know what Tex Mex is, it's a little different than Mexican food. It's just a little twist, it's just a little different. So here we go, guys. We have the chickpeas, black beans, and the colorful corn that we fire roasted. Reason why I'm doing the salad first is because I want it to be cool when I serve it. Next, we're gonna do the queso fresco. Queso fresco is, how do I explain it? If you've never had it, guys, help me out. Anyone from Texas that's watching, help me out here on queso fresco, but it's something that we use. One thing moving to Los Angeles, California that I learned was about cotija cheese. And the way I can describe cotija cheese is a Parmesan, which we all know, right? Parmesan cheese in Italian cooking. It's a more of a Parmesan kind of cheese that I finally discovered here in Los Angeles, which is really great. But in the Tex-Mex kind of culture, we're used to queso fresco. So that's what we're gonna be using for this Tex-Mex style salad. All right, so we're gonna open that up. And what you wanna do is grab, I got about 10 ounces of queso fresco. It's gonna cost you about $3 per package. You're gonna grab it, and what you wanna do is kind of crumble it up. You crumble it up in your hand or a cup or anything else. There we go. Just kind of sprinkle it in. Pretty simple and fun. This is probably something that you want the kids to do versus like cutting stuff up. Because it's, you know, the recipes that I'm teaching you guys are really simple recipes that you can cook with the family, your roommates, or friends, your partners, whoever they may be. And it's a really kind of bonding experience. I feel like cooking for people and cooking with people can really bring you guys together. So I guess I got a 10-ounce package. So I'm using about, I want to say about, I'm not good at math, so y'all help me out. I use like some of the queso fresco. All right, we're gonna put that aside. I'm gonna wash my hands a little bit. Guys, when you're cooking for yourself and other people, be really cautious about being clean and being respectful for the people that you're cooking. Even if it's for yourself, be clean, be cautious. These are all fresh ingredients, but I still wanna be clean and kind of teach you guys how to do that. So we have the chickpeas, the black beans, the colorful corn that we fire roasted, and now the queso fresco. All we're gonna need next are the little grape tomatoes. You can use regular tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, or what I chose to do are the grape tomatoes. And all we're gonna do is really cut them diagonally in half, just for presentation purposes. I am going to rinse them off. just in case, you never know. Again, guys, you want to be safe and clean. I'm going to grab a few of these and cut them diagonally. And I'm going to get a better knife because this one is not working. So, this one has ridges, so we're going to use that one. All right. There we go. We're going to add it in there. One thing that I did not get, again, I went to the grocery store, was cilantro. They ran out, but that's something I can probably find tomorrow, which is no big deal. So we're gonna cut a few of these in half. This is not only gonna give it a fresher flavor for the salad, but it's also gonna give it color for presentation. There we go. Be careful not to cut yourselves. Again, I'm 36 years old and I still cut myself because I'm trying to rush. So if I'm taking my time, it's because I've learned my lesson. All right, so we are almost done with this salad. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it uncovered. If you're gonna leave it in the fridge for a few days, you do wanna kind of cover it. But for now, while I'm cooking the egg rolls and mixing everything up before I serve it here within 30 minutes, it's fine to leave it uncovered. And it's also going to keep the freshness and the moisture of all the ingredients of the salad in the salad and not in the fridge. So I don't know if that makes sense or not, but all right. We've got quite a few in here. So guys, again, if you're just tuning in, this is a Southwest style Tex-Mex salad. And let me mix it up a bit so you guys can actually see the ingredients kind of put in together. It's really simple, it's really fresh. And it's something different that you can take to gatherings. That's gonna make people go, mmm. There we go. All right, so we have a colorful roasted corn. We have some chickpeas, some black beans, some queso fresco, some grape Roma tomatoes. There we go, guys. And the last thing that I'm gonna add, me personally, I don't like raw onions. You could definitely add raw onions or red onions to this that are raw. I personally don't like raw onions, so when I cook, I usually just cook it. And yeah, but this is definitely something that you can add red onions to or regular onions. The white onion I wouldn't recommend unless you like that really tangy onion flavor, but that's definitely up to you. We're gonna do about 1 whole lime. Put this into this, gonna give it that little tangy flavor. And that's gonna complement the chickpeas and the queso, which is kind of a subtle taste. And then, because I don't have cilantro, and not only because I don't have cilantro, the jalapeno is actually gonna give it some color. And the great thing about Tex-Mex cooking is it has a lot of color, and it's a lot of the same ingredients, and it's very, very cost friendly, especially during this time. We want that, right? So I'm gonna cut half a jalapeno, which is pretty big. There we go. We're gonna dice it up. And if you are not a fan of hot food or your family's not a fan of hot food, I would recommend taking the seeds out because the seeds is what's gonna bring the spice to the dish. Just gonna slice these up kind of like this and then dice them up into small little cubes. There we go. As big or as small as you'd like. Again, when you're cooking, this is your stage. This is how you want it. This is how your family wants it. Your friends want it. roommates, partners, whoever you live with or whoever you're serving. It's up to you guys. So you see how that added a little color into the salad? And it's also gonna add that little picante spice that we want into this little salad that we're making. We're gonna mix that in. There we go, guys. Something new. It's a Tex Mex style little salad. It's served cold. The ingredients are fresh. It's very healthy, and it's gonna complement the fried egg rolls that we're gonna be making, because it's a little, you know, fried food. You gotta kind of take a run the next day after you have some of Chinchilla's little recipes that we do here. I'm gonna throw this in the fridge and then start on the egg rolls. Hold, please. All right, and I'm back. All right, so now we're gonna start on the mix for the egg roll filling, which I did get some egg roll wrappers. Here they are. You can find these mostly in any grocery store. If your local grocery store doesn't have it, you can find some Asian markets or European markets which will hold these, but I did get these from my local market. For some of you it's Kroger, for some of you it's Smith's, for some of you it's Ralph's or Vaughn's. If you guys didn't know, a lot of those companies are associated and are kind of the same brand. So let's start with this. We've got our chicken here, boiled chicken. I got about 3 tenderloins, which is all you're gonna need for about a dozen or so egg rolls. So we're gonna chop these up, but let's get the better knife. This was gonna chop it faster. And it makes me feel more like chefy, so. I don't know, is that a word? Chefy? Who's watching? Mom, it's a Mexican Parmesan, yes. Just joined, what are you making? Paula Ann, I am making, I just made a Southwest style Tex-Mex salad, which is a fresh salad that you can serve cold, which is gonna complement the egg rolls that we're making. They're Tex-Mex style egg rolls. They're gonna be filled with fire roasted corn, some black beans, some boiled chicken, and the best part, Monterey Jack cheese. If you have friends that say you're adding too much cheese to your food, you need better friends. All right, so we're gonna finish chopping this chicken up. Go. This is the fun part for adults, but not kids, okay? Don't forget that. It's gonna be the main part of the filling, which is where you're gonna get your protein. If you are a vegan or vegetarian, you can actually substitute the chicken with potatoes or tofu. There's also chorizo, which is chorizo, which is what we're used to making in the Tex-Mex kind of cuisine, but it's vegan style. Still have the texture and the flavor, which in LA I'm kind of noticing a lot of vegans and vegetarians in general. I don't know why I said but yeah. So we're gonna chop this up. We could have shredded it, but you still want the little chunkiness of the chicken. So once you bite into the egg roll, you're gonna get that meaty flavor of the chicken. Again, guys, you can make this vegetarian, but the way I grew up having these Tex-Mex style egg rolls, I love the bite of the chicken. So we're gonna add this into the bowl. Let me rinse my hands off a little bit. All right. We're gonna add my favorite part, the cheese. I think everyone's favorite part, right? Well, unless you don't like cheese, but. I'm using a Monterey Jack cheese only because it gives it a little kick and a little more flavor than you would use in more California Mexican food, which is mostly mozzarella cheese, which I've noticed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Tex Mex is a little different. And what the cheese is gonna do, it's going to melt into the egg roll and it's gonna bind the ingredients together. All right. We're gonna roast another corn, but also add the boiled corn that I used earlier from the can. But we also want a fire roasted corn. The fire roasted corn, again, is gonna give it a better flavor. I don't wanna say better, don't judge me. It's just a different flavor, okay? Because we're all used to different things. Like, for me personally, as a cook, there's two things that I don't like. I literally physically cannot eat them. Milk, but I love cheese, which is weird. And then raw onions. I just cannot physically have it. Ugh. All right, so moving on. We're gonna roast this up on the fire. And we're gonna add the canned corn that I boiled earlier into the mix. There we go. And you wanna boil the corn, you can add a little butter, which I only added about a tablespoon, but add the juice while you're boiling it and bring it down to where it has no juice like this. All right? You want it to really cook into the corn. So, Kalinda, how are you, Mom? Why are you doing this, Mom? Paula Ann, yum. Catherine, how are you? Brian, hello. We're gonna start mixing this in together. And again, while you're doing the filling, make sure everything's cooled down so it doesn't melt the cheese. You want the cheese to melt inside the egg roll beforehand because you don't want kind of a mush while you're adding the stuffing into the egg roll. We're also gonna add some black beans. We're gonna turn this around first. There we go. I'm not gonna add too much. It's just for color and also flavor. I know a lot of Californians don't like black beans. It's more of a Southern style thing. I am half Guatemalan, so once you get into the South American culture and cooking, it's gonna be more common. So we have the corn. We're roasting this corn. We have black beans, Monterey Jack cheese for that kick. And then you have the diced up chicken that I diced up. We're gonna start mixing this in together. And again, guys, if you're just tuning in, this is a Southwest style Tex-Mex egg roll and a salad that we just made that you are about to see here in about 10 minutes. And serve together. One's healthy, one is not healthy, but it's kind of balanced, right? That's life. You gotta balance things out. All right. There we go. And it's okay if it's a little burnt on the outside because that's what you want, guys. On the fire roasted corn, you want it a little burnt. You're still gonna have the moisture and that kind of bite into the corn when you have the egg roll. But you still want that fire roasted kind of burnt flavor, which is gonna be kind of like summertime barbecue-ness, happiness. I don't know if that makes sense. All right. So that's going pretty good. I'm gonna lower this a little bit. We're gonna chop up some more jalapeno. We're gonna add this, and if you see this, guys, in your jalapeno, a lot of seeds, and the people that you're cooking for or yourself don't like the hotness, take the seeds out. But you still want that kind of crunch into the seeds. I personally like a little bite into my jalapeno. So I'm gonna keep the seeds and kind of chop them up. And what we're gonna do is just really slice this up into little things like this and then dice them up into the mix of the egg rolls. And again, guys, if your kids are helping you or people that just don't know how to handle knives, maybe assign them a different task. Because again, guys, I'm always cutting myself and it's not fun. We're gonna do about half a jalapeno. It's a pretty big jalapeno. And it should be good for about a dozen egg rolls. So we're gonna add this in, kind of break up the seeds and mix it in if that's what you want. If you don't want the seeds, that's fine, because you're gonna take a lot of that bite and kind of tanginess out of the egg roll. So now we're getting a little more color. There we go, guys. This is a filling again for the egg roll that we're making. I'm gonna get a few of the grape tomatoes to give it that little freshness into the egg roll. Put some of these in here. There we go. For the salad, I did about half of a grape tomato. For the egg rolls, I'm gonna do about 4 pieces. There we go. Again, this is gonna give it that color and a different taste into the egg roll. And with cooking, guys, it's really simple. You just gotta use certain ingredients and different ingredients and colors to give it not only the presentation, but a bountiness of flavor. So we're gonna chop these up. Very, very simple and cheap meal, guys. This is the stuffing for the egg rolls that we're making today. Doesn't it look great? Like all the colors and stuff? I love it. All right, we have the fire roasted corn done. It's cooled down just enough for me to hold it at the tip. Just gonna do this, which is how my mom taught me. I'm gonna cut this down. Ooh, it's a little hot. Aye. Again, guys, this is home cooking. This is not 5-star, but it's cheap, it's flavorful, and it's fun, and it's good. So we're gonna add this into the egg roll filling. And once we mix this all up, that looks so good. All right. All right, guys, so we have, I'm gonna rinse my hands off. Hold, please. So if you are dealing with raw meat or any type of raw meat on the same cutting board, you're gonna wanna kind of keep rinsing it off and adding Clorox and scrubbing it with soap. Reason being is there's salmonella, there are other things with raw meat, especially at a certain temperature. But since we are using all fresh ingredients, I didn't have to rinse off the cutting board today, but just be aware of that while you're cooking for your family or your friends. Here's the stuffing. It's very colorful, it's very flavorful, and all the ingredients kind of complement each other. So we have grape tomatoes, jalapeno, chopped up chicken, Monterey Jack cheese, which is gonna kind of give it that little kick. I could have used pepper jack, which I should have used, but now that I'm thinking about it, that's fine. I added a little bit, about a half whole jalapeno, which is pretty big. Some canned corn that was boiled in its own juice, and also black beans and a fire roasted corn, which I just cut up. And as if you can see, it's kind of a different type of corn. It's a colorful corn that I found here in California. And we're gonna be stuffing them into these egg rolls, wrappers that I found here at my local grocery store. All right. So, I forgot the onion. Should we add the onion? Because I don't like onions, but might give it some flavor. If it's gonna cook, I might as well add it, right? All right. Let's add about 1/4 of a yellow onion. We're gonna peel the little skin off. And the reason why you wanna do that is kind of the outer skin of the onion is gonna be kind of papery, and you don't want that in your dish. So let's cut this up, dice it up. Watch your fingers, guys, while you're cutting. You kind of want to do this. These two are going to hold the ingredient. these two are gonna guide. And the reason why these are gonna guide is this. You don't wanna chop your fingers off, so you wanna do this. So you protect your hands. Kind of like Scary Movie. You guys know, take my good hand. All right, so we're gonna cube these up. As small as possible. It's gonna give it a little flavor into the dish and the stuffing of the egg rolls. So we're gonna mix this in, kind of evenly mix everything. There we go. Perfect. It's colorful, smells good. Again, Bill Gates, hurry up with the smell-o-vision. Come on, this smells good, even not cooked. I could eat this without the onions, obviously, because I don't like raw onions, but this is what we're gonna be stuffing into our egg rolls. All right, hold please, I gotta get some water. And I'm back. Alrighty. So I have an egg here, and what the egg is gonna do, it's going to bind the edges of the egg roll that I actually learned right before the show by reading the instructions. Guys, I usually make these into chimichangas, which are a flour tortilla, but I wanted to kind of add something a little different into my Tex-Mex cooking. So we're gonna do an egg and egg roll wrappers. We're gonna need a bowl here. Crack it up. Have my little whisker here. My little whisker. Both, right? All right. And I'm gonna turn on the oil. Where's my sunflower oil? This is my favorite oil to use for Tex-Mex style cooking. You could use vegetable oil, canola oil, corn oil, but my favorite is sunflower oil, as you can see here. So we're gonna add it into this little pan. We're gonna heat up the pan, add in the oil. There we go. And we're gonna start making our egg rolls. All right, so let's switch this up a little more. And all the egg is gonna do is really bind the edges of the egg roll while it's frying to kind of hold it together. So I don't need these anymore. I'm gonna move these aside, kind of clean this off a little bit. I wish I had a brush. I should have got a little brush, right? But I'm gonna use my fingers, which is fine. My hands are clean. Now they are, hold on. There we go. Again, guys, be clean while you're cooking. We have Lena. Hello, Lena. Hello, Teresa. How are you? Catherine, how are you, man? It's been forever. All right. We're going to let this warm up for a little bit. We're going to open up. Scissors are really good for the kitchen, guys. Really convenient. Even if you're chopping stuff up and you're in a hurry, like cilantro, way easier than doing this, in my opinion. But again, my grocery store, my local grocery store here in Los Angeles didn't have cilantro. So kind of one little ingredient that we're missing, but it's okay. We're gonna open this up. Very simple. This has about 24 wrappers. All right. Not wrappers like boom, boom, ch, but like egg roll wrappers, all right? So we're gonna get a few of these here. on the cutting board. Again, guys, I don't have to clean the cutting board because everything is fresh ingredients and not anything raw like meat, which you still want to continuously clean as you're cooking. So we have the egg roll stuffing here. This is good, heating up very well. I had it on high, but I want to now do it on a medium high because I don't want to burn the egg rolls as we add them in, okay? So I'm going to stuff this with the filling that we have. And again, guys, this is a Southwest style egg roll. We're gonna try to roll this up. Again, guys, if you're watching, this is my first time making an egg roll. So, again, with cooking, it's really about experimenting and having fun. And that's life, right? You kind of experiment, fail, succeed as you go. So I'm dipping my fingers into the egg and kind of gonna bind the edges. That's gonna enclose the egg roll. There we go. And you are experiencing me making an egg roll for the first time, so we'll see how it comes out, right? There we go. It doesn't look pretty bad, right? What do you guys think? Comment below if you're watching and let me know how my first egg roll looks. We'll see when it comes out of the fryer. There we go. So let's rinse this off. Again, if you're frying food, you want to use metal tongs and not plastic because you don't want plastic in your food. I don't know how fried plastic tastes, but probably wouldn't be good in my food. All right. Let's try these up. Guys, we are experiencing history here with chinchilla and cooking with chinchilla. This is our 3rd month into the show, and this is the first time I make an egg roll, but it's stuffed with the Southwest Tex Mex style stuffing. And yeah, so there's always a first, right? All right, so we're gonna add 2 more in here, which I can fit about 3. So let's stuff this up. That looks about right. We're gonna close that up, roll it up. There we go. And again, add a little bit of egg to bind the edges. It's kind of like a burrito, but like an egg roll. Oh, there we go. Woo. It smells so good. All right, we're gonna do 1 more. And then we're gonna serve it with the salad that I just made. There we go. Roll this up. We're gonna add the egg to bind it. That is browning really nice. Oh, that looks so good, guys. And again, this is my first time making egg rolls, so we're gonna see together how it comes out. And that's, again, guys, cooking with chinchilla is about simple cooking, cheap cooking, stuff that you can make at home with your family, friends, roommates, or for yourself. Simple, cheap, and fun. We're gonna get a plate here. Actually, I got a really cool plate here. So we're gonna serve it on here. This one should be ready. That looks about ready. This one looks about ready. I'm gonna turn this one over. And on this plate, we're gonna be adding a avocado ranch, which is really simple to make. It's avocado and ranch with a little bit of water because you want to get it a little more juicier. All right, so we're gonna cut, I usually cut it this way. You can cut it the other way in kind of a bowl, but you always wanna take the seed out. We're gonna take this out here. That looks ready. And I got my little convenient blender that I have. It's really for shakes or salsas. I don't like the big one just because it's a lot of hassle. We're gonna add the avocado in there. Kind of spoon it out. This is a large avocado. And the way you know that avocados are ready is really feeling them. If they're too mushy, they're bad. If they're too hard, they're not ready. The way you can speed up the process of getting an avocado ready is putting a whole avocado in a brown bag, right? Kind of like the old school lunch boxes, like when you were gonna go to the zoo for a field trip. I don't know if you guys remember that, but this whole pandemic, we can't do that anymore, which is sad. But put the avocados in a brown bag. It's gonna ripen a little faster. So we're gonna take this out. We're gonna spoon this out. And we are almost ready to serve, guys. There we go. Careful with that little guy. He snuck in there. Don't want him in there. That's a bad crunch you don't want. I'm gonna use some ranch. There we go. And a little bit of water. I'm gonna use filtered water that I have in the fridge. Here we are. We got some water, some ranch, and some avocado. I'm at a little bit of garlic salt. We're gonna blend this up and serve. And we're almost ready, guys. Easy avocado ranch, guys. So, that's hot. I don't know if you guys caught that, but I just did burn myself a little bit. All right, so we have the egg rolls here. We have the wrappers that we can put aside. We're just gonna cut the egg rolls in kind of a triangular direction. I was trying to be fancy there, but you know, you kind of caught me. All right, so we got this one. You got your Southwest style egg roll. There we go, guys. We're gonna serve it here on this fancy little plate. Let's do about 2 because we still want to make room for the salad and the dipping sauce, which looks really good. Literally, guys, this is such an easy dip. It smells so good. It's an avocado ranch. It's a little bit of water, an avocado. It's a large avocado and some ranch. And it's really simple, really cheap to make. Let's grab our salad that we made earlier. And And again, guys, the only thing that's missing from this dish is cilantro, which is very commonly used in the Tex-Mex culture. But unfortunately, they didn't have it. But we can compromise, right? It's still flavorful. It's still colorful. Look how beautiful that is. There we go. And to finish it off, guys, we have our avocado ranch here for the dipping sauce. And guys, simple as that. It's a Southwest Tex-Mex style dish. It looks fancy, it's cheap, it's easy, it's simple, it's something that you can make at home. I'm gonna be posting it to my YouTube. Don't forget to follow me at Cooking with Chinchilla. I'm gonna have all the ingredients and how to make this meal that I just made. And there you go, guys. You have your Southwest style Tex-Mex egg rolls, you have your avocado ranch, and your fresh salad. Again, the balance with the salad and the fried foods. I may have to go running tomorrow to kind of run this off. But here you go, guys, Cooking with Chinchilla. Again, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube. And I will be live again next Sunday at 6 p.m. for another Tex-Mex dish. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in.